10 weirdest things people have left on the moon. 1. Human waste. Astronauts left behind 96 bags of human waste. They contain urine, feces, and vomit. Scientists hope to study these bags one day. They want to see how lunar exposure has affected the contents. 2. A piece of lava. James Irwin brought a chunk of lava from Oregon to the moon. The rock came from Devil's Lake. NASA had sent astronauts there to practice taking rock samples. A local building inspector gave Irwin the rock. He asked Irwin to take it to the moon. 3. A Bible. Apollo 15's David Scott left a Bible on the dashboard of a lunar rover. It's a tiny microfilm version. The Bible measures just 1.5 inches square. It contains the entire King James Version. 4. Golf balls. Alan Shepard turned the moon into a cosmic driving range. During Apollo 14, he attached a golf club head to a tool and hit 2 balls. Shepard claimed they went miles and miles. In reality, they probably traveled a few hundred yards. The low gravity allowed for impressive distance. There's no air resistance on the moon. This helped the balls travel farther. These golf balls are still up there. 5. Messages from world leaders. Apollo 11 left behind a silicon disk. It's only 1.5 inches across. It contains goodwill messages from 75 world leaders. These include Elizabeth II, Pope Paul VI, Indira Gandhi, and JFK. The disk is made of silicon for durability. President Nixon's message states,
"The dreams of yesterday are the hopes of today and the reality of tomorrow."
6. Family photo. Apollo 16's Charles Duke left a photo of his family on the moon. It shows him, his wife, and their 2 sons. There's a message on the back.
This is the family of astronaut Duke from planet Earth, landed on the moon April 1972.
Duke was the youngest person to walk on the moon. He was 36 at the time. The harsh sunlight has likely bleached the image white by now. 7. Flags. Each Apollo mission planted an American flag on the lunar surface. 6 flags in total were left. The first flag, from Apollo 11, was likely knocked over. The others are probably still standing. 8. Feather and hammer. During Apollo 15, David Scott recreated Galileo's legendary experiment. He dropped a feather and a hammer simultaneously. Galileo supposedly dropped objects from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Scott used a falcon feather. The hammer was a standard geology hammer. Without air resistance on the moon, both objects hit the surface at the same time. Scott left both objects there. 9. Astronaut ashes. Eugene Shoemaker became the only person to have their ashes sent to the moon. He was a geologist who helped train Apollo astronauts. He never made it to space himself. His ashes were enclosed in a capsule with a Shakespeare quote.
"And when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun."
10. Lunar modules. The descent stages of lunar modules were left on the moon. 6 of these spacecraft parts remain. Each weighs several tons. They contain fuel tanks, landing gear, and other equipment. These are the largest man-made objects on the lunar surface.